to the Bookology Podcast. I'm your co-host, Jonathan Jones, and I'm here with my father, Dr. Fred, the bookologist. Dad, how are we doing today?
On top, going higher, and the devil is a liar.
So how high would that make you then?
That make me as high as I need to be today. Now, that takes me to a very powerful quote that I heard just Dr. Ezekiel say the other day. Would you like to hear it?
Please share, please.
It was the definition of success. What is success? Success is the daily accomplishing of worthy goals.
Say that one more
Period.
time.
Success is the daily accomplishing of worthy goals. You are slowly becoming. You are a product of your habits. You're a product of what you do repeatedly. You are that. So I'm doing great. And I asked this person, I said, do you feel successful? She says, yes. You probably saw that interview. Yes, I feel extremely successful. It was a very powerful thought. John, I'm having a great day, man. How about yourself?
I'm having a great day. My wife asked me earlier, she said, you look like you're up there just working away. I said, yeah, I'm operating in my purpose. So I'm
Wow.
doing good. I'm doing
Come
good.
on. Come
I'm
on.
doing
Come
good.
on. So what are we talking about today, John?
Dad, today I want to just take a moment and talk a little bit about what is rewriting a book. What is rewriting a best-selling book? We're talking about rewriting, we're talking about releasing, and we're talking about relaunching.
Rewrite, release, and relaunch. Those are the words you're saying. How to rewrite, release, and relaunch a #1 best-selling book.
We can go there with it. We can go right there with it.
All right, why don't we? So, what is required to rewrite a book? Okay, that takes me to something else. Books are not written as much as they are rewritten. Every author, every writer is constantly rewriting, upgrading, and changing their writings. So I get this question all the time. I got a book. What do I need to change it? And what do I need to change in it in order to release it and relaunch that book? So all you published authors out there, you got content already created, and you wonder, how do I release it? What do I need to change? John, did you know that you only need to change the cover? And if that's a Kindle book, that's only the front cover, and get a new ASIN, Amazon Standard Index number, and you got a new book. So to rewrite your book could be as simple as changing the cover of your book. That's a rewrite of your book.
Why should somebody rewrite a book?
They should rewrite their book for many reasons. Many reasons. Number one, what you've learned from the time you wrote the book to today or till now is going to be probably a tremendous amount of information, because most creatives are progressive learners. So you've learned new material, and some of the material in your book may need to be updated. So new material, updating your book, making it more relevant, and bringing in a more high profile graphics, and then rewriting your book so that you can relaunch it or connect your book to a course. You may want to rewrite your book in order to grow your email list. You may have written your first book and you didn't put a lead magnet in the book. You may and if you didn't, then you need to relaunch that book and put a lead magnet in there and capture all the email addresses. You might say, am I going too fast, John?
No, I think you're going good, but I think that's good right there at those that you shared, because I wanna make sure that we go in a little bit on all of these to make sure that everybody takes away and they're like, well, I have enough information to where I tangibly can apply.
Well, I know that there are two schools of thoughts, but I like those bonuses on top of bonuses on top of bonuses. So I want to give you one more, just one more on the rewrite. Can I do that? One more?
Please.
All right. Okay. One more. When you wrote your first book, You may not have had a landing page for your book. Now you've learned what a landing page is. You might want to create a new landing page so that there they go in and put their email addresses in, and that link then will take them straight to Amazon. So when they buy your book for 99 cents on Amazon, you also got their email address for marketing purposes later. So that's a handful
Mm.
of reasons why you should rewrite your book, all of you published authors out there. All right, John.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I th I think you definitely hit the nail on the head multiple times, with
Mhm.
that one. With so that's the first pillar. We talked about the rewrite, why to rewrite a book, or why to
Mhm.
rewrite a best-selling book. Now I wanna
Mhm.
talk a little bit, Dad, about the release of a book.
Yeah, yeah, the release of a book. People get this all twisted and mixed up, John. They say, I'm going to release my book this day. I'm going to publish my book. I'm going to promote my book. And we get all this stuff mixed up. I'm self publishing, I'm quasi self publishing, I got a ghostwriter. Okay, so folks, releasing your book and publishing your book are almost synonymous.
Mm,
Okay. To release a book means it has been made available to the general public. And the way you make your book available is you have to publish it if it's an ebook, if it's a digital book. Even
okay,
if it's a paperback book, you have to publish the book. Okay. And when the book is published, then other people can have access to it and they can get it. That is a release of your book.
okay.
Very simple, very simple. Now, but then there's a difference between publishing a book and what? Launching a book.
A
Now
book.
that's the big difference right there.
Yeah, and that leads us into the last one, because we're talking about relaunching. Or well, we can, how you want to break it down? You want to break down launch and then relaunch, or how do you want to attack this one?
Yeah, we'll just eat the elephant. How about that, man? We can do it. How about that? Just eat the elephant. Boom. No. Okay. Hey, John, first off, let's talk about a release a little bit more.
Okay.
A release of a book is very quiet. It's kind of like the prisoner was released at midnight.
Hmm.
Okay, everybody sleep, nobody knows about it, and he got put off at the bus stop, and he didn't have anywhere to go, and maybe he found his way to Big Mama's house or wherever he was going. He
That's a
was
really good. That's a
released.
really good analogy.
Say that again?
No, I said that's a really good analogy. But go
Ye
ahead, talk about release. Expound on that.
Yeah, release is quiet. A release, some even a publishing of your book is quiet. Okay, very subtle. It's gentle. Not a whole lot of people know about it. That's another factor. No one hardly knows. Maybe your friend or your mom, a few people on your team, they know you release your book or you publish your book. Publishing of a book or releasing of a book can be as simple as a click of a button. When you go to your Amazon account or your Kindle Direct Publishing account, you click the button and your book is published. And Amazon will tell you within 72 hours, you'll see your icon up on our page. And you go there and boom, there it is. Okay.
Mhm,
That's a release of a book. But a launch of a book,
mhm,
woo, I want you to think about a big Boeing 747 or a 947, whatever the largest airplane is. The larger the airplane, the longer the runway that's required for that airplane to take off and get up in the air. So,
mm,
so the larger the airplane, the longer the runway. And so oftentimes many people will publish their books real short, real on a short notice. They'll write their book and then, I'm gonna publish my book on Tuesday. Everybody get it. And then on Wednesday, they launched it. And then, they do it in a real quick time. And that's okay if that's what you want to do. If you want to do a quick launch, then that's totally up to you. Okay. But a launch, you take the time and you lay out a launch plan that can
mm,
be up to a year. Then you lay out who all your partners are going to be on the launch. So you lay out a launch plan. You pick out who all of your partners are going to be, and the partners going to be other podcasters, other digital influencers, other people on your email list. Your partners can be all of your affiliates. If you, lay out this plan and pick out all of these partners, and then you want to lay out your process. So you want to have a plan, you want to have your partners, and then you want to have your process
Mhm.
before you relaunch. And now, when you relaunch your book, or when you make this noise about your book, you want everybody in your community clicking on the same syllable, on the same note. You want everybody on the same page, and you want all the noise you can build around your book for the next week, 2 weeks, month, 3 months, however how long you want to stay in the launch mode. Launching is a big deal, and it takes a lot of time, energy, writing, and a lot to pull together a successful relaunch or a launching of your book. Did that make
Mm.
sense?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I really like that analogy also about the runway and about the Boeing 747 or the 949.
Hmm.
So we're talking about relaunching, but but let's say somebody had the opportunity to write a book,
Hmm.
and they wrote the book, they released it. They had a book signing, they had their family come out, they had the church host the book signing.
Hmm.
What is the motivation for someone to relaunch a book, or why should someone relaunch a book if they've already launched it?
Okay. Well, number one, you should only relaunch a book if you believe that that book is going to solve some other people's problems. Okay, so we're talking to published authors now, people who have written a book and people who have gotten a book on the shelves. You might want to relaunch it because chances are you've grown since you wrote that book. You've had new trainings, new experiences. You've been exposed to new ideas and thoughts. And as a result, you might want to rethink it and relaunch that book so that you can build better momentum around the book, more traction around the book. Another reason you may want to relaunch a book is because if your book did not hit number one bestseller on Amazon's chart, then you might want to back up and redo it, because being a number one best-selling author will give you the credibility. It will give you that edge factor that's going to separate you from someone who just wrote a book, as opposed to you being someone with the number one best-selling book. So main reason I would relaunch a book is to make sure my book hits number one. I relaunched five of my books. I had five books back in 2015. I relaunched them all to become number one bestsellers on Amazon. And as a result, that bestseller title and all the bestseller credentials that I've helped other people with, probably up to about 50 now, people that I've helped become number one bestsellers on Amazon. It
Mhm.
it 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 gave those people the confidence in me to know that I could help them become number one because my book was number one. So many of you are writing and publishing books, and you're helping other people publish books. If you are a multiple best-selling author, then that credibility will go to your clients, and they will be more comfortable handing over to you their hard-earned cash.
Yeah, I think that's really big, just to understand that credibility right now is huge. Well, I mean, credibility is huge across the board. Um, because now somebody can hop online and say what they want to say about being an expert here, being an expert there. But then the next question would be, well, who's backing what you're saying? Or where can I see where can I see the truth in the numbers, or the truth in the testimonials, or in the stories? So how many, yeah, you say you've helped, how many authors would you say that you've helped relaunch books?
Well, I've helped them become number one bestsellers. I'm up to about 50, John. I know this. All of my private clients, I pretty much lost count of them though, but I do have them on the computer. We do have records of them, but I think I'm up to about 50. All of them have relaunched their books to number one bestseller on Amazon. That's something that I really enjoy doing. I love helping people hit number one, because they can then, that number one best-selling status is as strong in many ways as a college degree. It's just loaded with credibility, and it's loaded with showing people that you are the authority. And what's so cool about that, John, is it's important. to be number one in the right category. When you
Mm,
become a number one best-selling author in the right category, it also heightens your creativity, or it
mhm.
heightens your perceived value. That's what I want to say. And that's what people pay for, the perceived value.
Why are the categories so important, or why is it so important to be a bestseller in a specific category versus just being a number one bestseller?
There's 7.5 billion people in the world. You know, I like to tell you that all the time. 3.5 billion have access to the internet. 2 plus billion are on Facebook or some form of social media. If you want to stand out in the crowd, you can't just look like the crowd. You got to be different. And very few people, very few, accomplish the goal of releasing a number one best-selling book, and distinguish themselves. It's the distinguishing thing that's most important. It's like this, John. I work with a client. I spoke with her the other day, Karen Alexander. She's a canologist, and she came and she wanted to work with me. And she was like, "Dr. Fred, I need to have me a brand. I need to know how can I stand out." And she said, "I like to teach people what they can do and what they and help them overcome the things they was told that they cannot do." And I got
Mhm.
to listen to her, John, and all I could hear was can, can. I said, "Oh, that's simple. You're a canologist. You help people take the limits off of their belief and let them know that they can do anything that they put their minds to." And she was like, "Wow, yes, I'm a canologist." Relaunching your book, putting you in the right category that will make you a category of one, a competitor of no one, is what you want to do. And if you're not number one, then my friend, you need to create another category.
That's
Mhm.
if somebody's listening, they're like, "I wanna be number one." They're saying, "I need to rewrite, I need to release," or they're just saying, "I need to relaunch my book." How can somebody find more information on you or reach out to see about working with you?
Well, John, they need to first qualify. We don't work with everybody. I wish I could. We just simply don't have the time. The demand is so strong for what we've been doing over the years. People know that if they work with me, that they're going to get the result that they are signing up for. So we just have to take applications. And one thing you can do, you can apply. And my minimum services are $997. If you're not ready to pay that in one payment, then you might want to wait until you have that kind of resources in hand. $997, and you might want to, like I said, you might want to wait, or if you're ready to pay that, then let's talk. But $997 will help you get started on the relaunching process. You can reach me at drfredjones.com / strategy, drfredjones.com / strategy. And our team will get your application, and we'll be more than glad to see if we can jump on a phone call and talk with you about moving forward and relaunching your book. You need to have the content already ready. You need to have a cover, or you need to be okay with an Amazon cover or Kindle cover. You need to have your content complete, ready, edited, and ready to go. We're not talking about rewriting or editing and all that. We're talking about launching your book. If you got your content and everything ready, we'll help you launch it and help you become number one so that you can go out here and speak and coach and create the life and business of your dream. Hey, John, why would anyone want to live any other way? I
Why
think
would you
that's
wanna
what you
live
say.
any other way? It doesn't make sense
Mhm.
to not live the life and create the business of your dream. Like, it doesn't make sense, to me. And
Well, a lot of people have found that out. A
mm,
lot of people are finding that out. They're
mm,
finding out now it's time for them to make their own cookie cutter. And many people know that it's time for you to write a book, build a brand, grow a business. Now, I like to tell people it's not time to write a book. It's time to publish your book.
mm.
And by the way, John, if you want to get a book published, stop making it hard. All you need is 250 words, a title and a subtitle, a minimum of 250 words, a title and a subtitle, and you got yourself a book. And we can help you become a best-selling author. Now, you may want to put more than 250 words. Yeah. But if you can complete your message of your book in 250 words, that's all you need. Now that's going to be hard for some people to put their head around, and they be telling me, "What that guy? Who want to write a book?" I understand. I understand that when you don't know, you just don't know, and you don't know, you don't know, you really don't know. I'm just saying, I ain't throwing no shade on nobody or nothing. I'm just telling you that the most expensive thing you'll ever pay is attention to the wrong people. A book does not require, you can have 250 words, 300 words, 500 words. You got enough for Kindle, Amazon ebook. Just that simple. Been studying this, John, for almost 15 years now. And some of the stuff that I share, it scares people. You and I have been working online for probably going on 7 years, at least 6 or 7 years. You and I have been
Mhm.
working online. So this whole pandemic thing has not caught me or you off guard. I don't think not one bit at all.
No, I can't say it has for me. Every time I hop on a call with somebody and they say, I ask them how the transition's going, and they share, it's adjusting and this and that. I say, well, nothing really has changed for me, except my wife is home working with me as well. But yeah, not
Awesome.
much has changed. But we're gonna
Awesome.
go ahead and wrap up this episode. This is another solid episode, Dad. We talked about rewriting, we talked about releasing, and we talked about relaunching of books. And Dad, go ahead and just close it out with with your favorite quote, if you would, please, sir.
Yes, John, we're talking about rewriting, releasing, and relaunching your number one best-selling ebook.
Mhm.
Yep, that'll do it every time right there. Folks, I want you to always remember the most expensive thing you will ever pay. It's attention to the wrong people.